Hi guys, and welcome back to Cooper's Keys. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to share with you guys, and that you guys would even sit here and watch these videos. So I want to thank you very much for stopping by. Music is one of those things that really speaks to emotion, and there's no greater privilege than being able to create music once in a while, right? One of those it's a universal language that really does transcend understanding sometimes. But let's try and break it down the best we can, fumbling as we go. Last time we were looking at How Great Is Our God, as performed by Yohan Kim, and he plays it in the key of B flat. We did the first part, the introduction. Tried to explain as best as I could what was happening. The thing for us as musicians is it's better if we can see the movements. There's a lot going on and it's easy to get lost and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But at the same time, no matter what level you're at as a pianist, there's probably something in there that you already understand, something that you've seen before. And it takes a little while to begin to have a discerning eye and decipher and peel back some of these layers and see the repeating patterns, because at the end of the day, that's what musicians do. They use repetitive patterns to create music. Okay, and so we'll train ourselves to identify those. Okay, but don't feel terrible if you don't see everything at once. I will be here to try and help you see more. By the way, if you find any of this information useful, or if you find this guide helpful, then consider subscribing or leaving a comment or a like in the video. It really does help. Okay, let's get straight into the song. First of all, I'll play through and then I'll stop at the verse and then we'll begin to work through the verse together, okay? So now we get into the song Splendor of a King. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So to begin, I want to explain the movement of the verse itself. So let's go to virtual keys. Now we begin with the one chord. This passing chord here, which is just basically the 5 chord, right? 1 2 3 4 5, F A C, invert A C F. That's the 6, right? 6 chord. 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's G minor. And then we go to the 4, 2, or in this case it's going to be the 5 chord, but then it's going to have the 4 minor over it. But when we add in these other jazzy elements, we don't see that pattern, which is really quite simple and straightforward on the verse, and it can get clouded by some of what is going on in terms of the musicality or the expression, or the way he's expressing the song. That's another order to music, really, is just understanding the basic building blocks, which really serve as a foundation, and we cannot vary too much from that. But then we add the expressive part on top of that layer, and that's what we're doing. So we've gone through the basic blocks here: 1, 6, 4, then a 2, 5, 1, right? Or if you want with the passing chords, 1, 5, 6, 1, 4, 2, 5. So let's play it through with Yohan and see how that looks. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. So we have 1. So these are just 4s, right? There's an interval of 4. Let's start from B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's basically it. And if you play through the scale, find that it's right here on the 6. Okay, sounds pretty cool, right? Six. Let's play through that pattern there. 1, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and so that's where it comes in, the and it's slightly confusing because like we're on 4, 4, right? Count if you have to. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and basically once you're the and, let me explain what's happening here. So we come from the 6, right? That's our passing chord on the D, but it's coming in at a very odd time on the and of the last bar. And instead of going straight to the 4, we're going to walk down. We're gonna walk down to the 2. And that's gonna give us our 4 minor chord, okay? So although it seems like we're playing something totally different, it is still the same pattern. Except we're walking, we're adding more passing chords, and we're going through different routes, okay? So all together, it should sound like this. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, so forgive the mistakes there. We'll just keep it moving. And then he goes into this right here. Oh, very interesting. So from that pattern, we repeat again. Okay, let me show you the keys for a second there. And then we slide quite quick. Okay, and then that's what's going to lead us into our 7-3-6 movement. And that's all it is, 7-3-6 movement. A with a bit of movement. So you're going from an E to an A very quickly though. So you just think of it as I'm just landing on the A. Okay. To the G minor. And you think to yourself, well, what's going on here? Well, what we have here is the 7 before we go to the 4. If you remember previously, we discussed that the 5 minor 1-7 is a good gospel standard movement to get us to the 4. So the 5 minor in the key of B flat would be this, and this would be the 1-7. That'll lead us to the 4. If I was in the key of, let's say, G, for example, I would say 5 minor. Sorry, I would say D minor 1-7. And that'll lead me to the 4. If I was in the key of C, for example, I'd say G minor 1-7. Or something like that. Okay, so that's what we have going on here. That's a 1-7 without necessarily going to the 5 minor before, and then that will bring us to the 4. So let's go from the top. Let's go from the top of this next part. So it comes in at the end of the bar on the and again. And that's the thing about the jazz, is the pushing and pushing of these bars, so they don't fit neatly into the beginning of the bar as you would expect them. There's a comes in at that odd time, right? Okay. Then it holds itself into the beginning of the next bar. Okay, so let's play through it with him. We just repeat. I think we recorded before. So this is just going to be things we've covered before. There's nothing new per se. So let's go. Yours. Okay. And then here you could add this. Here what it does here. And then the song completely changes. And then it kind of just goes a bit wild after this. I think it goes to sure. Oh wow, we're at 16 minutes, so I guess I'm gonna have to finish off this section in a different video, but stay tuned. I'll be back.